we are DIYing a Ikea Tarva dresser, so stick around to see the end result. Okay, so I have all of the drawers out. Ignore that box. I was just storing some of the drawers that I painted last night in it outside. But I have all of the drawers. They have all of the knobs off, which, note to self, probably the smartest to take them off first, but we learn as we go. Anyways, so I have 6 drawers and I have to prime half of them, and then I get to start painting the ones that I primed yesterday, the green that I have for the dresser, and I'm excited. Okay, nice. Primer. Okay, so I have them all lined up right now. There's 6 drawers and they're all primed. So now I'm gonna get to painting them the actual color. I'm so excited. Okay, here's my paint. I have to shake it. Look how pretty. So I went for a almost like pastel-y olive green. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna do a little check-in. The green versus the white. So this is it in the light. I don't know if it's if you can see, but I'm loving it already. So I have 1 coat of paint right now. I did 2 coats of primer, 1 coat of paint. I'm gonna let this dry for a second and then I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna do another coat. It's so exciting. So after all of these drawers are done, I'm gonna bring out the main dresser, and I think I'll actually have to sand the dresser down just a tiny bit on the flat top, just because I've been using it for a little while and I want to get out any imperfections so that it's super smooth. Also, I'm the messiest person ever. Careful is not a word for me that I understand, because I will get paint on everything. I will spill everything. I will bump into walls. My mind moves faster than my body. So I'm gonna be covered in paint by the end of this, but that's okay. Okay, so here's what it's looking like after 1 coat of paint. I'm loving it so far. It's the prettiest color of green. I'm just so happy that I went with this color of green, because at first I really wanted to go for a deep, rich olive green. But this is more of a pastel-y, olive green almost. Okay, so here's 2 coats. Super cute. I'm so sorry about the audio. 2 beautiful coats. First, I'm gonna sand the top of the dresser, and then I'm gonna prime, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by sanding the top of the dresser. If you can see, it's very vague, but I have some makeup and other stuff just kind of on the top of the dresser just from using it. But I'm gonna just use this sanding block and just do a light sand before I prime. I get all the extra dust off with this cloth, and then we can start priming. Okay, I think I'm officially done. ignore that and that it won't be seen, so no worries. But I'm done. So the most important parts are like the top, obviously, the sides that are going to be seen, so like any of the front pieces, the side, the legs, the whole thing, but the inside doesn't really matter. Should have introduced this earlier, but this is the Tarva dresser from Ikea. So it's just like an all pine dresser, which is great, and it has no finish on it, so it makes it really easy to DIY it. I think that's the whole point. But there we are. So I just painted the faces of all of the cabinets like you saw, and then just the body of the actual dresser. Really easy, really fun. I would recommend doing this if you were interested in something like this. A lot of fun. You can really customize it. I've seen other people do like cool like attachments or like different kind of paneling for dressers and such from Ikea, which is a really nice spin on things. I just wanted to keep it simple and do like a basic color, something, well, it's a little bit more fun, this color, and I just think I'm gonna do fun cabinet knobs. So my thought is to have the top dresser drawers with something more like decorative, and then the bottom 4 drawers I'm gonna have something more simple of a knob, and I think it'll look very pretty. Yay! So after all day of watching me paint, I'm finally done. So 3 coats of primer, 3 coats of paint, and I'm at my end result. So I'm just gonna let this dry outside for the next couple hours, and then I'm gonna eventually take it inside and I'll show you the finished look with all the drawers in, and I'm so excited. Okay, before I can show you the end result, I need to make this dresser complete and get different cabinetry knobs. So let's go do that now. So I'm gonna be replacing all of these little knobs with these new ones. So these knobs I got are just from Etsy, but they're really cheap and they've been breaking. So like that, like it'll just come off. So I'm so happy to get rid of these. I also just think that these don't look like substantial enough. I feel like this looks like a good hefty knob. And then this is just like has a bit more weight to it. So it just will, I think, make the cabinet look just a little bit more expensive and legit. So I'm excited to take these off. Okay, these are the new cabinet knobs and they're super cute. So I got these from Lee Valley and they were $2.70 each, but then if you buy more than 10, they're $2.30 each. So I think in all, it was pretty affordable, especially considering that the old pulls were like $60 for about 12. So, and they were not good quality, they were quite cheap. So these are durable and they will last, and I think they just have a nice antique aesthetic that just makes it look a little bit more like rich and very pretty. So this is the difference in quality. I don't know if you can tell, but this is very like light and sheer. And then this is like a little bit heavier and a little bit more detail. And for $2.70, looks pretty good. So I got like 12 of these for like $60 on Etsy. And that means that each one of these was around like $5 each, which is not great considering they literally break like this. But yeah, this was the better route to go. So this was from Lee Valley, and they have so many options online and they're all great. And the price range is like, you know, you can get cheaper ones, you can get more expensive. So yes, So these knobs I just got from Lowe's, and I believe they're around $370-ish. So they were also pretty affordable. And this is how they look with the newer ones. So I personally really like a vintage kind of aesthetic. I think this green has kind of like a vintage wash, which kind of matches nicely with the brass knobs, and then the white accent on the brass as well kind of just pulls it all together, and I think it gives kind of like a nice antique-y kind of look, and I think it's just nice because it doesn't really scream IKEA.